Okie dokie. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm Agent Ultra, and tonight we're going to be hacking on some Haskell once again, doing some good old functional programming. I do that on the stream, and for the past little while we've been working on a database client for a database called TigerBeetle. TigerBeetle, if you don't know, is a financial transactions database written in Zig. It's supposed to be light and fast, pretty durable, and they provide several clients in different languages, but of course not Haskell. Almost nobody does. But they do provide a C client library, which we can bind to, and that's what we've been doing. That's up here on GitHub, and that's what we're going to be working on. So let's get into it. Last week, we got a basic synchronous version of the client going. That's showing some promise. The only problem with it at this point that we got to fix tonight and we got to work on is packing the data. So when we run this thing and we use it, there's a slight issue with it. So I start up this database. No, sorry, not C. Run it. Not CD into it. DB run. All right. We can see it's running in the log file here. Just got a startup message there. Super block release, blah, blah, blah. This is all the startup messages. All right, we can run it. We can run the REPL. This comes kind of built into the TigerBeetle here, so we can like look up stuff and all that stuff. We're connected, so that's good. It means it's running. Now, the problem we have at the moment, though, is that our test program, which should just connect to the database, create one account, and then disconnect, kind of does that. It connects. But we get back this packet here that says this message, invalid data size. So we got to fix that and understand why that's throwing the invalid data size. So the library is telling us something here that we're not packing the data right. It can't read it or something. And that's about it. Yeah, create accounts. Invalid data size. So let's go look up the source code, I guess, and search for that error. I got to figure out how to... There's not a whole lot of documentation in the C client source for this yet on like how to pack the data to do what you want to do. Maybe someone like us should write that. Once we figure it out. Or, you know, just let the next developer come along and try it. There we go. That doesn't actually show up. Oh, right, okay. Because we're parsing that from an enum. Okay. Sorry, that's a Haskell thing. Let's see if I can in data size like this. Too many requests now, GitHub. Come on. I don't care about pull requests. Not really turning anything up there. Not surprised with that. Alright, so this is all auto-generated. And we're getting this enum value here. Maybe I can search for that. No. Okay. Interesting that's not coming up in the client store side, because that's in tree, I believe. Huh. If I am supposed to write a client, I need to know how to write the client. Which means I need to know how you want me to pack the data. Docs? Maybe it's in their docs. We have batching. That just tells us about it. Okay, maybe we should look at one of the client libraries for how they do it. Back over to GitHub. Going to source, clients. Maybe there's an example in C. Actually, that would probably be more useful. Okay, yeah, send request, right. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay, so this is where we construct a packet. So that's the operation data accounts. Okay, so we essentially do this with a 0 instance of the account, and then we set, so it sets the first one in the array, ID 1. And sets the second one in the array. We just have to set ID, code, and ledger. data, and the data size, account size, that is. So get the size of the TB account tstruct times the number of accounts we're going to create. Makes sense. Right? All standard stuff. The client that we have on the Haskell side looks like this. Let's go. Database, TigerBeetle. Okay. So we create a request packet pointer. We get the status from calling. We get our, so this with foreign pointer stops to get the foreign pointer because we've got to pin those in memory so they don't get garbage collected. The raw client pointer and the packet for the request packet pointer. Let me submit that. Okay, so it's in create account.create accounts, right? Right. That's in raw. So this is our zeroed out account. Take a list of TB account and we try to pack them into an array of TB packet. Or a pointer to TB packet. So our account data here, pack accounts. Pack takes a list of TB account and it's supposed to return an array for the account. Allocate some bytes based on the size of an account times the length of accounts, the number of accounts that we have that we want to try to add. All right, so in this case, it should be at least one. We're pulling off this A here. The empty list case is down here, so that should be fine. And then we zip together the accounts with the indices, getting an index and an account so that we can poke the element offset here in TB accounts at the index for the account. So TB accounts is the pointer here. The pointer to the bytes that we allocated. And index for poke element offset should be taking the size of the struct into account in order to set that. Okay. Are we missing perhaps data size or these other fields? I'm trying to take the length of accounts. And we have this cast pointer here from account data to basically void. Now we malloc the pointer here. Okay. That could be a potential issue. I wonder if I'm looking at the right function here. Yeah, raw. No, client.account. I'm going to have to do a little dead code pass on this. Okay, create accounts. Create TB account. Create account. Get a raw TB account. The 0. We just set the account ID in the ledger. I mean, I'd expect a different error than a valid data size, but I mean, it could be that. I see. Okay, we're still calling the raw create accounts packet from TB accounts here. Okay. What else do we need set in the request packet? I think we got the rest of those fields. And then we wrap it in new foreign pointer to pin that in place. Okay, let's add a little debug tracing in here just to make sure that we're getting the data right down where we need to go. Oh yeah, we have post-qualified here. And what I want to know is, we have the length of accounts right. That should be 1 for one account we're trying to create. The packet operation, hopefully that's correct. We said okay, just like in the example. We set the user data to null. Probably fine. In their example, they provide a pointer to this context data. So we'll go race M, create accounts packet, and we'll pop on show accounts. I don't know if we have a show instance for that actually. But we'll give it a shot. Yeah, I'll take a little drink. Okay. There's our list. Now it looks like one element to me. There's our account ledger 1. Account reserved 0. Account user data 32, 64, 128. Credits posted 0. Credits pending 0. 0, 0, 0. But the account ID is 1. Okay. That's everything. So let us show that. Should be 1. Yep, it's 1. Valid data size. Well, there's our string. Maybe this affected, maybe we're on an older client that's just too out of date. Let's check the Python client. Oh, okay. This calls into bindings. It's probably the level we want to be at. So they have invalid data size as well. Okay, they're validating. I'm assuming validate uint makes sure that the size of the data is what we expect on the C side, or throw, like an assertion error or something, maybe? It's a good reminder to check that on our end. So we go to internal FFI client, no, just client HSC, I think. Packet. DB packet. Okay, so it should be a word 32. So our from integral should be converting that properly to a word 32. For user tag. Operates as a TB operation. So when we poke this bad boy, we get a pointer and our packet. Okay, so what this code here is doing is like the concept in Storable is like you got to peek and you got to poke. When you peek at a pointer, you're dereferencing. When you poke at a pointer, you're assigning some data and some offset. These hash open things are macros in the Haskell to C FFI like compiler thingy, doohickey, that creates the right FFI code to poke at the address of the field in the TV packet T here. This is to generate a bunch of like different files and stuff that make it all work. Okay, so data is back in there, data size. And then these are all like basically IO operations, so they don't return anything. Then we iterate over the opaque pointer, or the packet's opaque vector. It's a vector of data. Iterate over each index and value, and then poke byte offset from that opaque pointer. The opaque pointer is supposed to point to the pointer in the struct to that opaque data. Okay, so this is looking kind of normal, to me at least. Let's see. So this is a C-type structure. We're calling a class here, which I think is the superclass constructor there. Oh no, that's from here. So then, yeah, object user data, and object.data. When we pack the fields, void, and void. Pack that as UN32. So I think the way this works with the poke macro, this macro here, is that it's going to know that we're trying to poke that field from the record. So on the Haskell side, we know it's a word 32. User tag, operation, then status. And then finally opaque at the end. Okay. That looks fine. Let's look at a count. So we're validating the sizes of all of these because Python. PB account. Probably over here. Okay. The ID debits pending, debits posted, credits pending, credits posted. User data. ID, debits pending, debits posted, credits pending, credits posted. User data, all word 128s. Yeah. And then we've got user data 64 is our 64. User data 32, ledger 32. Got reserved. But this might be, we might be on an older version. I think 16.39 maybe. Which one are we on? Nix. Is that our flake? 16.33, okay. Yeah, no ledger, so that might be a thing. Let's look at tvclient.h, tvcount. Well, it's here. So that's all that matters. Okay, ledger code flags. Flags, and then word 64 finally for the timestamp. Okay, so we're doing some marshalling on the count flags because we have it set here as a set. I don't know if I want to leave it to do for that, but I think we should maybe do the marshalling at a different layer, but that's still fine. As long as that marshalling works. So we have a storable instance for that, which is what we're using, I think. Pack that in. Yeah, using poke element offset, which is going to, I'll poke on that. Binary, I don't know why we have a binary instance for it, but we do. Oh, yeah, maybe for parsing. That can come later. Right now, we just want to concern ourselves with poke. So I mean, that looks all legit. Along with client doing the packet. Maybe we should write a few tests here to see if we can suss this out. I guess what I'm gonna do. When in doubt. Oof, we don't have a test suite yet. Gross. Alright, I'll call the Marshall tests. Okay, let's go to our Cabal package. Make sure we got a test standard. Yeah. We're gonna need some dependencies. TigerBeetle HS, sure, yeah, but we also need HSpec. That's HSpec. I guess I'll find out anyway. Anyway, there's a way to set these up to be auto-discoverable. Let's do that. Okay, yeah, so we create the use of GHC support for custom preprocessors, developing this create a test driver that contains the same line. And then looks at the preprocessor source file. Done. Maybe not. Fill it. Let's go here. Create spec HS. That init. I'll get rid of main.hs here. Go back to Marshall. Fill that buffer. I'll just rn Marshall. I don't think I added it yet. Okay. Now we can do Marshall spec.hs. Import test.hspec. Spec. Type spec. And we'll just make sure that it can run the test. I think we might need to update the Cabal file for this as well. And we can run it like that. Oh, in fact, we could probably do this as a quick check test as well. As long as it's not too much of a pain in the butt. If there's too many instances to write, then forget it. But that would look like... and then we need to import database, TigerBeetle. I don't know if we've exposed these. Nothing yet. So then I have to write arbitrary instances. Yeah, maybe I will. I don't know. Not that big a deal. Maybe I will. Why not? Quick check. We already exposed. I'm not looking, so. That's good. Okay, could not execute HBEC discover. Why not? The heck is this? Does that not work in Nix maybe? That's going to be annoying. Okay, we might just need to forget all that and do this the old-fashioned way. TigerBeetle, there we go. Might need to edit the flake Nix or something. There we go. So that's, yeah, we'll have to add it to the flake because that's using my, that installed locally, I think. Yeah. What did I do? Oh, maybe HSpec. Oh, that runs in IO, yeah. What did I do here? Let me look at my other projects. I just always did it like that, I guess. Arrgh. Maybe I need to write like that. That's what it's telling me. Skadoosh. That's better. Okay, that's better. Perfect. Great. Wonderful. Okay, so HSpec has built-in support for quick check, which is kind of handy. Which I think is just the prop function. We'll call it the serializable property. And the way that works is that you'll get your generator for your type as an argument. So I'll call a packet. Now this is why I don't... Actually, this probably is not going to work terribly well. Because if we go to... sorry, account... No, it's in the spec. TV packet here. We'd have to generate arbitrary instances for TB packets, which basically means like arbitrary values of TB packet. So like, what's an arbitrary vector word 8? These ones that probably have instances for like word 32 and word 16, but like void pointers, well, those probably do too, actually. Maybe this won't be so weird, but the TB packet data might be. So let's, maybe I was just getting a little ahead of myself on that notion. We'll just go with it. And we're gonna create accounts is reversible. So what I want to do is I want to create this accounts packet. And then I get an IO TB packet, a pointer to the TB packet. Then I want to read that packet back out, get the accounts out of there. I know that that way I know I can make the round trip. All right, so I can serialize it down to that pointer. I can get them back out. Now, that's only useful to know that at least I've marshaled them the way I think it should be done. Hopefully that lines up with what TigerBeetle, the library, is expecting. If there's an error here, then at least we know that our own marshalling code isn't consistent. Or maybe the unmarshalling code. But one of the two is wrong. And if we get them right, then we have probably a better chance of it being right for the C library as well, hopefully. It's like we're sending the length of the list, and it's saying invalid data length, but clearly it's not what we think it is. There's something weird about it. So let's see if it's a marshalling issue. So we'll describe create accounts packet is reversible. Marshalling is reversible. It sounds weird. Should reverse marshalling. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so basically I'm going to get a packet pointer. Now there's a whole thing about running IO actions and tests here. I know I'm going to run into. We basically want to create accounts packet. We're going to get a list of TB account. Let's go. Let's get the 0 account first. I don't know why that has to be an IO. Weird. Oh, I get the 0 TB account. I think we might need lift IO if I'm not mistaken. We'll put the 0 account in there. We'll make the... we'll just put the 0 account in there. And then... Now that I got the packet pointer, even make it like PB account ID equals 1. Just pull that over for you so you can read it. Yeah, so now that I got the packet pointer packed in there, I want to get the accounts back out of that packet pointer, out of the packet data. So, we're going to 0 account prime. We're going to peek at the packet pointer. We get a void pointer first from the packet data. Actually, we will packet. We'll peek at the packet pointer to get the packet. And then we will have to figure out how to get the data out of the user data. In fact, let's do a simpler test. Let's just say it should have data length 1 for a single account. So packet data length. PB packet data size. Ooh. I think I might have just figured my... Oh. I think I might have just realized what it is. Well, it makes me a dummy if I'm right. No, it's not. It is a fixed. Never mind. Okay. I was thinking maybe it's the size in bytes. But we were looking at the C account example. And that one was an integer, I believe. Account length 2. Yeah, account size. No, it is bytes. Aha! Oh my gosh. Okay. I was staring right at it, but I was focusing on the wrong thing. And now I went on this whole, like, 45-minute long diversion. Okay, well, I mean, I got to show you a little bit about writing foreign function bindings and stuff, and now we have, like, something of a test suite. So this shouldn't be 1. This should be the size in bytes of a TB account. 1 TB account. So I think we can give it 0 account. So we'll call this packet should have data size of TB account. Okay, so we're going to need a foreign.storable. We're going to need database TigerBeetle dot audit account. We're gonna need GHCID is probably not going to load our test module for some reason. I forget how to make that work. We need the FFI, the TV packet. Internal.ffi.client. And lift IO. Oh, I always forget this one. Control, no, data IO.class. Points lift IO. Control.monad.io.class. That's the one. Oh, size of no, that's not going to write. Yes, I know. I need type applications. This is supposed to be T on little b account. That's going to be confusing. And it's probably not exposed in our Cabal file. And let's expose it. Okay. Okay, it is capital B. All right, cool. Mm-hmm. Side of. You do need a value. I thought so. 0 count. Oh, that's probably, sorry. Language. Record dot. Oh, overloaded record dot. Okay, and so that's a word 32. That just means we need from integral. We probably should just use that. Not bad. No, we do need it to be That. Linker error. Ooh, 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 ah. Yikes. Okay, so the test suite. Why does the test suite not have... Why is the test suite getting linker errors? Oh, because it builds a second executable. So it's going to need the same kind of setup that the executable does. Sweet. Okay. Let's fix that. It's not length of accounts, it's size of TB account. And we have to give it a TB account. We already do this calculation down here. So, what I'm going to do is... do that, and when we pack accounts, I'll call it account data size. Pack it together there like that. Size of returns an int. So we'll need our from integral to turn that into a word 32. So we'll call the data size here. And here. Data size. That. And return the tuple here. And that should make it go. Cool. Okay, that's our test pass at least. Let's try our executable again. All right. Packet okay. All right. So that's super dope. I can't believe that took me. I missed that. Ugh. So annoying. But we got it. All right. So now I should be able to do TB into the REPL and see that going. So I can look up accounts. ID equals 1. Now you say there are no accounts found. Oh, did I actually create it with 1, or did I do it with something else? No, I did. Try to create it with 1. Okay. It says there is none. Let's just look at the logs. My terminal is gone nuts. Okay. I wanted to look at 0 log. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to... What are we going to do? We're going to tail this. We're going to run our thing. Okay, we did see the client connection. Set and verify peer connection on receive from message bus, orderly shutdown. TV packet data, there's something packed in there. Data size 128. User tag 0. Probably our create account result. User tag 0. Operation create accounts. Data's okay. So maybe it's not actually creating the database quite yet, but like the packet's getting there. And that's what packet okay means in this case. Okay. Maybe jobs. Let's just kill TigerBeetle. Let's create a completely new one. And then tb init. Our setup. Okay, so at least we got the packet sending. I think we got to work on parsing out the response. Okay. All right, so setup, bin, tb, run. Cool. And then okay, and then klf log file. Go to the tb REPL. Lookup counts. Okay, maybe it didn't actually work, but like, prog is prog. We got the okay status at least. Which means probably the next thing we need to do is parse out that response from the packet. Okay. Stop following that. Clear that. As far as an API, that's not too bad. So far. Let's create a little committee commit here. Stage those. Stage that. I just removed the comment. Oh, we gotta get rid of the debug stuff. Get rid of that hunk. Pop in there. That looks good. Yeah, test file. Yeah. Okay. Do that every time. I thought I had that set up this time, actually. All right, stage, commit, work in progress. Fix data size on create accounts. Or modify. That one. Yeah, Twitch TD, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it totally connects. It submits a packet, and we get packet OK now as a response from the server. Our command to the server isn't actually creating the account yet, but I suspect now we're at the stage where the data's flowing right, but like maybe there's something like a field we're missing that's not being set on the create accounts pack in the create accounts data itself. And the server's trying to send us back an error message that we can probably parse out from our create accounts result. So we're going to work on parsing out the create accounts result from the response packet now, and see what the server's saying. So we're making prog. So let's see if I have the structs for that defined. That's what I want to start with. TigerBeetle, internal, by account. Create account result. That's the enum. Create accounts result. Okay, that's probably what we want. TV client.h. That's this struct here. So just an index and an enum. Okay. Should be pretty easy to parse. So I guess the index tells us which account in the batch, and then the result is a result. Oh, okay. So that's why that's why the Python client keeps track of that initial packet. Actually, I think that's why. So that you can refer back to the batched clients. Where did we have that pulled up? Yeah, this thing called an in-flight packet. And it's the on completion stuff. Right, it was in the lower level. But it I think it looks it up. That's just constructing the struct. Anyway, yeah, I think that's what the index is for. It doesn't super matter at the moment. Let's just get this parsed, and then we can maybe like print it out, and we'll go from there. Okay, so our sync client is back up here. Create accounts. All right, so once we await the results, let's see. We basically loop. We try to read the TVAR that we set up earlier. And if we have a packet, then we return pure packet. All right, so that's the result of calling this. So we could have main. Maybe it shouldn't be a TB packet is returned. Yeah, we could return, what would this be, like a list of TB packet results, maybe. Or create account results. Haskell cat just joined me. And she's right in the way. Haskell cat, why don't you go sit on your pillow? There you go. All right. There's a little pillow beside my desk where she sits and chills while I'm coding. Okay, so that's in internal, FFI, and account. PB accounts result is this cat here. So when we get the packet back, we could add the TB create account result. I guess I could export that. All right, I'm thinking we're probably getting one of these errors. Maybe it's this one. ID must not be 0. No, we're setting it to 1. Anyways, we got to figure out which one it is. So maybe we could do it like that. Grab you, pop you over here. Okay, and then in order to return that, we're gonna have to parse out what we get from the client packet. Probably here. Okay, Haskell cat, what are you doing? Back in my lap. Okay, then TB create account results. Here's where we're gonna do a little bit of handling. Maybe we could do pure parse results from packet. Let's get GHCID going. Go. That is not in scope. Now it is. Now parse results is not defined, so we haven't defined it yet, so let's go ahead and do that. Where we get a TB packet. And we want to return a list of TB create account results. Okay, there's our whole. Let's bring the packet into scope. Great. Now we just have to return that list. So that's in client. HSC. All right, we got to do something with the packet data pointer here. The packet data size is going to be our hint to how much data to unpack. I wonder if we already have some of this code in the library elsewhere that I can reuse. Oh, response sounds handy. Look at this. Create account response. Create account result response. How do I get a TB response? Decode response. We need a byte string, an operation, and we get either one of those things. Interesting. By mapping. Oh, decoder fail bytes. Okay. Where does that come from? Data to binary. Okay. Now I know why we have the binary instances. Okay, so in order to do this, I have to give it a byte string, though. I have TB operation. And what I have in scope is a TB packet with a void pointer. There's a way I could read some amount of bytes out of it into a byte string. Then we could do this. I wonder if this is used anywhere. Yes, just like that. We're going to need that over here. If that's not pure, we're going to need to do this on IO, maybe. It isn't. Okay. So we have to parse results, packet, and then send the result to pure. Okay. Flip over to here, grab our bytes. Here we cast the pointer, well, result point, the pointer here is going to be the packet user data. It's going to be TB, or sorry, TB packet data. And result then in this case is going to be packet TB packet data size. Do there. Okay. We don't have cast pointer. was like foreign pointer. This could be a sync client T. And then we'll have to lift IO this. Bring this over to the left a little bit. Okay, so we got our bytes. Now we can call our function decode response. Our bytes. We know the TB operation is create accounts. If we get left, we'll do something. Maybe I'll just actually write that in now as error. We're in... Oh, we don't know which function we're in. We're awaiting a result. It's kind of a little bit generic here. Parse result. Otherwise, we have a response. Although, I don't like that we're parsing any one of these. Because now I'm not necessarily getting create account results. I have to match every possible result here, but I know the one I want to be matching on. Handy as a start, but maybe I do want to just borrow from this. Also, this is like I guess it's fine for now that this is specialized to creating accounts. But like await result, we might have other operations in here for accounts. In the sync client where we want to await the result. But we don't necessarily know that it's like await results generic enough that we could await anything. I'm wondering if we should just return the packet here and parse at a higher level. But we can't necessarily... Well, we could. We could bind the result here and parse it properly, and that way this doesn't have to be specialized to create account. Okay, yeah, let's do it that way. Maybe we can use this. Do we need the decode response error? Maybe. Let's just do it. Decode response error and TP response. We don't need to match that here. We just run this. But we do need to know which operation, which we have from the packet. So let's use that. TB packet operation. Okay, is that not in scope? Okay. Right, so here... bind that, and now we can case match on result of... and we'll just error. And we get right. We get the TB response, but the only one we actually care about is fate accounts result response. And we can just do this, pure results. Otherwise, error again. Should never happen, but unexpected result. Response. Byte string problems. On 78. Oh, weird. Okay. So... decode response. Looking for a byte string. We're getting, so it wants a lazy byte string. I guess this must be strict. C string leng. Good old Hoogle. Yeah, byte string lazy doesn't export that. So why would decode want that? Anything else in here that uses byte string type? Raw bytes. Well, oh, there's a way to convert them. Yeah, from strict and to strict. Fix my imports. Thanks, Twitch TD. Okay. Let's just clean up that warning. Client account, or am I in the wrong one? Okay, all good there. Sweet. Let's try this again. Maybe we got it going. I'm gonna tail that server log over here. I'm gonna run this over here. Oh, I need to be in the thing, the directory, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what response we get from the server. Nope. Yep. Okay. That's in our main. Wait. Why is... Wait, what's going on here? Oh. Yeah. Weird that GHCID didn't give this to me. But create accounts and with client. Well, no, it's not that weird, maybe. Well, it's weird. It's not weird GHCID didn't give it to me because it's not building the executable for us. That's why. Yeah, okay. So the problem was that with client here, is expecting a TB packet as a return result, but we want this to be... We make it list TB counts result. That's no good. So we have to push this up further. The response. I don't think we can make this polymorphic in the return value. So then it's got to be showable. At the very least. Like, you won't be able to do anything with it. So, let's try just pushing that up. Response, result. TB response. That. And we don't need to case match on this other than we don't need this case match. I mean, we could, but it's got to be pushed up even further. Get sync client. That one should be MA. Client action. Yeah, that needs to be TB response as well. There we go. Okay. Okay, couldn't parse the bytes. I wonder if it's an off by one. Let's see, maybe it's terminated. I doubt it, but... This isn't quite right, but unfortunately, we are out of time for this week. But we made a little bit of progress today, so we've got the packet properly sending now. We're getting a actual response from the server that isn't just like even the packet's bad. So we're encoding data right. We're getting a logical business logic error from the server saying something. Next week we're going to have to work on that parser for the response data and get that fixed. And then we should be able to handle responses from the server. We'll figure that out. And then once we get that going, we just have to increase the surface area and support all the operations that we can on the sync side of things, and then we can think about the async client, which probably should fall out of everything we've done so far, and start proceeding much faster at that stage. So, thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure. My name is Agent Ultra, and you can find me on the Fediverse, on the Mastodons, on the types.pl server at Agent Ultra. There, you can find also my website, agentultra.com, links to my YouTube, Twitch, GitHub, and the whole 9 yards, all through all that stuff. Follow me there if you're on it, because you'll get updates on like stuff I'm doing and just funny posts and things every once in a while. I'm trying to content warn all my stuff that's like kind of not technology related or not programming related. And yeah, the code you've seen tonight is on GitHub. Agent Ultra /TigerBeetle HS. Post that in the chat for you as well. Boom. So give that a like, star, whatever you want. Follow along. And I usually do these streams once a week on Wednesday evenings, 10 after 8 in the evening in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. If you give us a subscribe or a follow here on Twitch, set your notifications up, you'll get notified when I go online. We can write it down somewhere. If you're watching my VODs on YouTube, you know what to do there. Give us a subscribe, a like, leave a comment, follow, all that stuff. And let us know what you think. Let me know. Also, go above my head to declarative.tv. That is a nice little website where you can find streamers who are doing things in other declarative programming languages, including Haskell, but also things like Erlang and whatnot. They're streaming too, and would love to have more join their audience and more fun folks to talk to on the Discord, because there's also a Discord server linked to on that website there, where there's a channel for this stream. So if you're watching the VODs or you think of a question sometime during the week, just want to hang out, I'm on there as well, and we can chat. And that's what I got for you. Yeah. Oh, is it not above my head? It should be above my head. Oh, did it go offline? Oh, don't tell me it went offline. Okay, maybe I'm a liar. It used to be there. Okay, maybe it went offline and I didn't realize this. Or it's just temporarily down. And our optical is having issues. So, in that case, keep trying the site until it's back online. I'll see what I can do about that. In the meantime, give me a follow. Enjoy. Happy hacking out there. May all your monads be free and all your types check. And we'll see you next time. Peace out.